Welcome back to CCRPG. We are coming back in to the story just as our pilots had finished, let's say, disabling the person who was previously the pilot of the Wolfhound mech, or the what was their
Pit Wolf.
Their Pit Wolf mech. I somehow got Kojima in my head, and it screwed me up. It is currently under review. Since then, Orion, during his medical checkup on the deceased pilot, was able to grab a few of the things on him, including some what appeared to be military ID information. That's something you can check back at the ship. But we are moving forward to all of you being back at the DBC. They have released your ship from lockdown. The crew can now come and go as they please. You pull your mechs into the hangar, get them all suited back up into their repair positions. There's going to be a night's worth of repairs that need to be done to these. And you have returned. You've made it back home.
Oh,
I'm surprised we did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You and me both.
How's the rest of the crew?
Coming out to meet you is both Curry. Sorry. Hold on a second. Hold, please. I wanted to check a thing. Yes, it is only Curry and Jessica come to meet you down here.
Geez.
Curry has a giant black eye. And Jessica just goes straight to Steve to check on you to make sure you're all right.
Yeah, I check on her.
You both seem mostly no worse for wear. Curry comes over to the crew and just kind of stands there, hands on hips, looks over the mechs and say, "Damn, you guys look like shit."
You're the one to talk. Who gave you that?
Yeah, well, you should have seen the guys we fought.
What's the story with that eye?
They were complaining I was being uncooperative.
That's rude of them.
Yeah, I told them that. He then motions to his black eye.
Want me to give you anything for that, or you'll be okay?
Nah, I'm fine. Thanks, though, man. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, they were okay, but I didn't know what happened to you guys. No one was telling us anything, so I caused some trouble. Sorry.
No, you did good. I mean, we didn't want trouble, and it came to us.
That's our job.
I haven't seen the asshole, RC. I don't know where he is.
Not on the ship?
No.
How long has it been? Has he just been holed up somewhere?
Anyways, did you guys learn anything?
Yeah. I mean, I learned that some of the grunts in White Rabbit were talking shit about Smack and Bet Noir. There was a bit of an argument about who was responsible for things. I heard your all names thrown around, so a lot of things that were kind of going over my head, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, we have a history with Smack, so them trying to lay the blame on us is not unexpected.
All right, so you didn't try to blow things up, because that's what I heard.
No.
We didn't try to.
Not this time.
We couldn't stop it from blowing up, is the problem. We were at the epicenter.
Gotcha. Yes. All right, well, looks like there's some work that needs to be done. The DBC is no worse for wear, but it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I got the lights on, the reactor's going, but I don't think we're making tracks as long as they've taken all of our fuel.
All right, well, first thing is I want to get that canister out of my mech's leg. I'm not sure I want it there for much longer.
Oh, what you got there?
During our escapades underneath, we found a refining facility with some sort of unknown fluid, and I thought it would be interesting to evaluate.
Huh. All right, Doc. You do you, I guess. You need help? I can set some of the equipment up for you if you want.
Nah, well, let's deal with the mech first, and then we can do some analysis. The mechs are going to take us hours.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I'll start getting some of the supplies pulled over for you guys if you want to get started.
Yeah,
Jessica will speak up and go, well, you guys have been gone for a while. Are you hungry? Do you need to eat?
You know what?
Anyone up for pizza?
I am hungry.
Yeah, I could go for some food.
Well, we should get you all to the mess. You're not gonna do your best unless you have some fuel in you.
That, and we haven't properly rested in a while either.
All right, well then you're going to bed early tonight. Now let's get you fed first.
I won't argue.
Neither will I.
Let's go. You're an angel, Jessica.
Curry will start getting he'll start taking, he's not a mech tech, but he will start taking down information on all the supplies you guys are missing, what's broken, what repairs you need. So while you guys are getting meals, he is going to do inventory for you and find you the supplies you need. So he's going to get you set up while you guys are doing that.
On the way to the mess, I'll stop at RC's quarters and knock on the door.
They're open.
Oh, I'll just walk in. I guess he's not there, huh?
No one's here.
I'll turn to Jessica. So you're saying you haven't seen RC on the ship?
No, well, when things first happened, they did come up to us. Curry got into a fight with some of them. RC was mouthing off to them. I think one of them smacked him in the head with the rifle. But then they separated us. They wanted to interview us all separately. And ever since that, we haven't seen RC around. I mean, me and Curry ended up back here and they locked down the ship, but we haven't seen him since.
Huh. Well,
you know what, Astro? Try making a chess move and see if he responds.
That's that's a good idea.
Maybe you can backtrack. Maybe you can trace back where the response is from. I don't know. It seems like it might work.
Yeah, I'll stop by before heading to get some food. I'll stop by the bridge and open up my station and bring up our chess game. When's the last time we actually made a move?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Was he the last one to make his move?
Yeah, you're due.
Okay, I'll make my move.
I couldn't think of any other.
What's that? What'd you say?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I said a fine move.
A fine move, yeah. You know what? I'm going to checkmate him. That's my move. Sound good? Any questions?
Yeah,
you decide.
You don't have the board position to pull that off.
Oh, no. You see, I move my queen over there, and it checkmates him.
See, this isn't just a chess table out in the open where you can move all the pieces around to be whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is a program that knows what actual chess moves are. You try doing that, and it won't let you put the piece there. It just keeps saying invalid move.
Just hack it.
Yeah. Considers hacking it
You
to
could.
remove.
You could.
But RC would probably just hack it back. And instead of a chess game, it would become a hack off. So I'll leave it like that.
I mean, wouldn't that be better? You just assert your dominance through hacking.
If I do that, I'm going to ruin his self-image, or even worse,
Burn.
he won't be able to. Yeah, he won't be able to comprehend that he's not the leadest hacker in these parts, and he, who knows what he'll do.
Okay.
But I should probably call Ken and see if they have him or something.
I would just say eat first, call later.
Fair enough.
All right. So,
excuse me.
After a little while, you all are treated to a dinner of basically a stir fry.
Yummers.
Thumbs up.
Nice.
I'm gonna wolf it down.
Jessica comes back out to check on you all, make sure none of you are too seriously wounded. The only one who probably looks worse for wear is Astro, because he ejected out of a mech mid-combat.
Yeah. It banged him up a bit.
And is just like, well, are you going to tell me what happened while you were out there?
Oh, yes. Yeah, of course. Well, let me just start off by saying I think things are finally trending in a good direction for us. We went out there and got into a lot of trouble. We saw the bomb that caused the explosion. We got framed for it. But we were able to capture some interesting technology that SMAC is using, or rather, that the mercenary group, the Pit Wolves that they hired, is using. And we brought it back to the White Rabbits, and they're analyzing it as we speak. I think this technology, once they analyze it and get some information out of it, this is going to be our ticket out of here. Or at least this is going to clear our names and allow us to make some progress against SMAC.
She nods, and then she looks at Steve as if to confirm what Astro is saying is true.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how these guys are going to respond to this kind of stuff. But it does seem likely that it's going to get hostile soon.
All right.
Likely with threats and gunfire.
That's good to know. We'll be ready.
Remember when this was an investigation mission? Like about disappearing people? I miss those days.
Did you find anything out about that?
We found some interesting things. I'm not sure how it all connects.
Well, Ren's going to want to know when we get back.
Of course. I mean, the fact that there's this giant undercity beneath us is on its own very intriguing. We also found a factory or chemical facility that seems to be producing some strange liquid, separate from what Pit Wolves are using. What was it called again? It had a name.
Still remembering back when we were picking it up, and Evelene's just standing out there with a flask, and Steve walks in with a full hazmat suit.
Yeah.
Anyone remember the name? Had like a brand name or something.
I mean, I do. The person who invented it.
I don't think we've got a name.
Yes, you did. I've said it like a million times.
Yeah, we don't. Absolutely,
I'm pretty sure it's nameless.
Who could say that such a liquid had a name?
I'm pretty sure we get to name it since we found it, right? We kind of
It's milk. We're calling it milk.
It had a big, like, label on the map of the facility and everything that said Vesalian fluid.
Oh, right.
And also Project Protoplast.
Yes, Project Protoplast, correct.
Yeah, so if the name was there, it would be where it says Vesalian fluid. I don't know what it is. We have to make that, but I mean, that would be where it is,
It would be right there. See where it says that? That's where the name should be.
That's an obvious placeholder.
I guess we'll just have to call it Astro Jam.
Thank you, I hate it.
That's like something you want to put on
refuse.
bread.
I'm definitely into this.
So we found this evidence of something called Project Protoplast, and they were producing some sort of fluid called Vesalian fluid, and we found a whole
also
like
it's
reservoir.
Vesalian medium, actually.
Medium,
but it is a fluid of some sort.
We found a whole reservoir of it. Do we still have that sample of it?
Did Dyne not literally take the canister out of the mech's leg while all of us were standing there?
Yeah, I thought you did.
He did.
Astro was not paying attention.
He was so worried about what movie was going to put in their chess game.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, good. Don't know what to do with that. Don't know how it relates.
I'm just glad to not have a potentially explosive fluid, in my mech's leg if we're going to go into combat.
Also, we know that, we're pretty sure, I think, that this Donahan has ties to the Mandate, right? And the Mandate was definitely up to something here before everything went down. So there's a lot of strands. I just don't know how it all ties together.
I'll tell you what, we'll bust out a corkboard and we'll get some string and some photos, and we'll figure it out.
I think that's what we're gonna need.
Do we have a corkboard?
I probably have a prop somewhere back when I was playing some crazed detective in my film noir series.
I assume there's just a room on the DBC which is just Astro's movie props.
Yeah.
Now, so
Honestly,
it's the whole ship. We've discussed this before.
Yeah, we have actually.
And part of the reason that this is a big industrial ship, right? Like all the hallways kind of look the same, but part of how you know what level of the ship you're on is different walls on different levels of the ship have different paraphernalia from Astro movies in them.
I basically turned the DBC into a Astro-focused Planet Hollywood.
It's exactly like a Planet Hollywood. Like I explain this for like how Steve knows how to get around for being new on the ship. He's like, oh, I know I'm close to the doctor's office because there's that signed picture of Astro and the dog he worked with on set where Astro signed it and the dog paw printed it hanging on the wall, right? like there's that shit all over the DBC.
Yeah, I did some interior decorating.
Just wait. Next time, Dyne's going to move it down the hall, and see if anyone notices.
There probably is a corkboard, but it's actually not made of cork. It's just like styrofoam. It's like even cheaper. It's just styrofoam spray painted.
Ow. Whatever.
So we'll definitely have to report all of this back. Still don't know what, feels like the answer's so close, but I just don't know what happened. But too much to think about. I think I need sleep.
Were we informed about anything going on tonight?
Well,
with the dinner or whatever?
What I was going to say is, after you guys are done with dinner, Jessica will indicate, well, since we don't know where the hell RC is, She's going to check to make sure everything is up and running, since she's been trying to learn how to do that. You guys have some work to do on your mechs to get started. She will let you know if there are any problems or any communications come in for you.
All right. That sounds good. I'm going to call Ken.
Right.
To inquire about.
Sure. Yeah, you go ahead and call Ken. Hey, Astro.
Hey, hey, small thing here, but do you know what happened to our operator? Do you guys have him?
Yeah.
He calls himself Ruination Conditioning.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
He tells us.
Oh, good.
All the time.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm sure he gave you guys a lot of trouble.
Actually, no, he didn't.
Oh, really?
Nope, not at all. He was maybe one of the most cooperative prisoners we've ever had.
What the hell? Are you sure you're talking about the same guy?
Yes. He has no allegiance to us whatsoever.
No, not that. The fact that he's cooperative with anyone.
Yes.
Yeah, Ken basically says, apparently he got mouthy with one of our guards, and we give them some operational, opportunities to like do what they think is
Liberties,
right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he smacked him in the head, pulled him in for like more severe questioning, and when he woke up, he just spilled his guts about everything he could think to tell us.
Well, that's great for him, but
yeah, I did not need to know, Astro, that you're bad at chess. But he volunteered that willingly.
For the record, I'm not
Astro,
bad at chess.
As you say this, for added comedy, you get a notification that a chess move has been made, and you open it up, and you've been put into checkmate.
Damn it. He just gets lucky. Anyway, not important. Any chance we can have him back?
Sure, we don't want him.
Well, hold up here. Wait a second.
Listen.
Maybe he can do some good on the inside, right? Right, White Rabbit? He can, help you guys.
Listen, I know he's a pain, but we do need an operator on our ship.
Yeah, like I said, we don't want him. So we'll send him back.
Really? Because I hear he's pretty good at chess, and you might need that around.
Listen, if I have to hear this guy talk anymore, pretty non-violent guy, I'm gonna punch him.
You could.
So you've gotten to the point
punch him
that
anyway.
I've gotten to way quicker, huh?
Good news. Since I have you on the line, apparently, Michael has been able to extract some of that metal liquid, infusing that mech. He said he was able to find a way. I mean, actually, the hint you guys gave him by freezing that camera gave him a hint. He basically super cooled a bunch of materials and used it to like extract some. He said something about like flash freezing an area, breaking it open, and extracting it with like cooled instruments. But yeah, we were able to extract and contain some of it. He's running tests right now. He said it might take maybe like 24 hours to get the results back.
Great news. Sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow you won't be under suspicion anymore, if you told me the truth. If you've lied to me, I'll have someone kill you.
Fair enough.
Anyway, hey, my band's playing tonight if you want to come check it out.
Oh, yeah, what kind of music do you do?
Industrial.
Nice, okay.
We're called the Shipyards.
Sure, I'm up for a little R&R.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've gotten a lot to do, and things might get hairy tomorrow. Everyone's a little bit on edge. Michael's on planet, so we figured, we'd play a little session, get everyone, a little sauceled who's off duty for the night, get spirits up a little bit.
Count me in.
All right, great. Well, maybe we'll see you there. Anyway, yeah. So just to let you know, hopefully we get that info back. I have been able to keep Galleon off your case. He knows what's going on, and trust me, he keeps asking about it.
I bet.
But I think if we direct his anger somewhere constructive, we'll see something pretty explosive. So I hope this works out.
All right. Well, Ken, thanks for working with us.
Yeah. It's been great.
And never come back.
Yeah, it's been great. Hope we never do it again.
All right. See ya.
As soon as he hangs up, Evelene says, "Well, I for one could do with less explosions in my life, at least for a while."
You could have fooled me.
Evelene just kind of gives Astro the death stare.
Well, I guess there's nothing else to do. I think I might check out their band.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
hey, Astro.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
After you finish the call and see that your game has ended with RC, you note you have a missed message.
Okay, yeah, it is what I think it is. I was planning on dealing with this kind of secretively. So I don't know if anyone's in the room right now, but
well, they were before, obviously, but you can check this later if you want.
I'll just check what the message says. Let's see. Yeah.
It is a missed message from Buzz.
Yep. Okay. I'll take it into my quarters.
All right. Astro, when you privately pull up the message, you try to decrypt it, but there's something wrong with the message.
Something wrong, like, as opposed to, like, not just that it's heavily encrypted, like it seems corrupted, maybe?
It seems like, yeah, there's something wrong with it. Like, you get past the normal layers of encryption that you two are used to working with so far. But no, there's, like, an issue with it as well.
Okay. Let me do some, like, run some diagnostical troubleshooting to see, like, what if I can nail down what the issue is.
All right. You are able to get some of the message back out. You're not able to figure out exactly what the problem with the message was, but it is a text-only message, and most of the writing is it's lost.
Yeah.
But you are able to get some of it. Some bit, like, it's not so it's not the issue where it's like, oh, you just get a few mysterious keywords, right? No.
Yeah.
There are other parts you get too that are just things like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while, and then, like, cuts off. You know what I mean? Like, you get, like, normal language as well. But in addition, things that stand out to you that you're able to decipher are things like, be careful. The planet, the planet's name. You see something proto, and something about post-diluvian.
Post-diluvian. I don't know what that means. Okay. I'll try to send a message back. So first I'll go through the normal sort of, like, secretive encryption steps I go through. So, like, I'll send a message that says pics from my last behind the scenes at my last movie or something, and I'll attach some, like, production pictures of DBC2, but like, encrypted in the image is my message, and I'll say, got your last message. It was corrupted somehow. Don't know why. I have information that you may be interested in. And I'll attach a data packet that will have that will include some of that footage we took, combat footage, as well as some data about what we found with Project Protoplast. And then the transcript of my call with Donahan, since I think we established last time I was recording it, even though. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is what she originally asked you to get her as information on Mark Iron and Donahan.
Yeah. And I'll also, make the point that Mark Iron's mercenaries are the ones using this, the weird technology. Although I don't know if that, I don't think that I make a connection to Project Protoplast. That's a separate thing. I'll say it seems I saw like proto in your last message, so I think you might know about it, but that got cut off. If you know anything about it that could save us from any potential dangers, please get back to me. For now, it seems like we have a working relationship. So hopefully you still want to, do things that are still in our best interest. And I'll send that off.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Cool. With that done, I will get ready for a night out. Going to some like industrial punk concert.
All right, awesome. So Astro, you're going to finish up some of the repairs on your mech, get things underway so it can do some of the like hard boots it needs to do overnight to like resync up with all the systems that you need to like get back in there. And after you reattach a bunch of the armor plates that are just completely fucked. Who else is doing something tonight?
I am.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Chimera. Go ahead.
I was planning on going as well, but maybe in leading up to it, I'll do my maintenance or whatever to get my
yeah, I assume so. Yeah,
but yeah, I was planning on going to the thing with Astro, I guess.
Okay, we'll handle that separately. Who else has a thing that they're doing at the ship?
I do.
Yeah, go for it, Orion.
I am going to call Tor to see if he has any more information on Mark Iron, since it's been a day or two since we last talked, and he was looking into it because he was kind of disturbed that there was nothing.
Yeah, so you're going to burn one of the, like, need to talk to someone now resources? Yeah. Okay. You get Tor on the line. Hey there, Dyne. I assume you're calling about Mark Iron?
Yeah, we had an encounter with the mercenary group that he's working with, the Pit Bulls. Is it
Yep. Apparently, they're pretty notorious.
Oh, fantastic.
I couldn't find any info going back, so I decided to delve into the info that was there. And they took part in a lot of corporo warfare. They're like inner system mercs.
Really? What are they doing out here?
Your guess is as good as mine. That's why it's throwing me off a bit. Like, some of that stuff is hidden behind some, corporate security stuff. But I have some people I was able to look into things over the last few days, after the last day or so. And it sounds like they are known for being efficient. They are who you hire if you want a lot of bang for your buck. They always set their terms really high. And from what I have found, have had issues in the past where people, let's just say people who weren't able to pay their bill to them suffered misfortune shortly after.
Well, they're more prepared than I would have expected, and I'll just like show the military ID. This was one of their men, and it's been a while, but I have not seen a used suicide pill that results in a black tongue since I've been out on the Outer Rim. There's something they're trying to hide.
I can only guess that they're part of something bigger based off of what I see. I don't know any squad that's run like this squad. Whoever this Mark Iron guy is apparently a fucking taskmaster. There is like an insane washout rate of people who join his crew. From what I can find from roster records of missions he's taken and the people he brought with him, he brings new people, but the people who survive missions stick around for a long time. And I do have a report here from some guys I know who do some corp warfare. Apparently, they've worked on the same side as the Pit Wolves before. Basically, you know, what you would expect. No trust whatsoever. Don't play well with other groups. But I thought this was interesting. Very secretive. Did not even want to participate in like shared battle plans. And apparently, later on in the mission, one of their guys, who's known as being one of their ace pilots, they tried to headhunt him.
Ooh, how'd that go?
Well, apparently he declined. And after some, like, they're fine. They're not part of the Pit Wolves. And as far as I know, they're still alive. I haven't heard from them in a few months, but apparently they have a bit of a type, like a type of personality. The people who get involved can be pretty fanatical in terms of the all laced up, serious military tactics type people. Usually we see these types of people actually go into, you know, they end up with people like Manticorp or something like that on their actual, you know, Black Ops squads. I don't know why these people are mercenaries, but I do find it odd that they are always working with different people. It does not seem like they have any specific corps they like going back to. Normally you'd build up a reputation and then keep working with that group, right? No, they are consistently working with different corps.
Well, it sounds like they're building their reputation out of just being good with it, regardless of whoever they're working with, which is just as terrifying.
Well, sure, but the more you work with a corp, the more they pay you. It's built into their structure, right? Like, even if they were doing that just to become a hot commodity, like, you cannot deny that you will get compensated better if you work for the same corp in, like, you know, sell them a package deal, so to speak. Yeah, we'll run 3 missions for you and, you know, do a contract. But no, they always only take one-off contracts, and they're always working with different people.
Well, that would explain why they're working for Pound Foolish, and also not explain why they're working for Pound Foolish. Fantastic.
Well, that's what I was able to find.
Well, I appreciate the information. Gives me at least a little bit more of an idea of who we're up against, because this is going to be some fierce fighting ahead.
Yeah, well, good luck out there.
Yeah, thanks for the info. Later, and I'll cut the call.
All right. Orion, after you cut the call, you're doing maintenance on the Prometheus at this point, correct?
Yeah.
So as you're doing maintenance and getting things repaired, Artemis will activate. Is there a reason we kept that material?
You mean the Vesalian fluid? Because I want to know what it is. Whatever it was.
I could help you figure it out.
Plan on doing some studies on it?
Yeah, I could do that.
Sure. Let's take it. We'll start some studies and take it a little bit slow.
It would help if you were to take some of it and load it into the systems so I could run a in-depth, thorough analysis.
I will take a very, very, very small amount. Like what I would expect to be the minimum required to do some basic analyses. And do that.
Okay.
With the appropriate protective gear.
All right, so you're going to load that into the mech.
Yeah.
After you do, the mech pulls it in and starts to run some analysis on it. And Artemis goes offline.
Sweet.
She just left. You don't think there's nothing overtly a problem, except she's usually a little bit more chatty than that. She just kind of didn't say anything after you gave her what she wanted and turned off.
Yeah, okay. Then I'm going to take the Thessalium float medium and move it not in the bay.
Okay, where are you going to store it?
I'm going to put it in one of the storage, like on the same level, but make sure it's completely locked and secured inside of it.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
I'm just like, maybe I should have investigated Artemis's little changes, since we weren't able to figure that out underground because I'm under duress. I'll have to do that at another time. I just don't have the time at this point.
No, you guys got a lot going on. A lot of balls in the air. And Steve, what do you see yourself doing tonight since you're staying on the ship?
Oh, just repairing the mech and then resting. Like,
okay, yeah,
like nothing special, but like
it's been a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I will say that surprisingly, the Tweety Bird is in pretty good shape. Not the best, but compared to your allies,
no, I figure I'm probably helping them with theirs more than I'm doing my own. But like, it's a keep busy, help get the mechs up and running, and then have something to defend us with if we need to. But then resting afterwards, but keeping an eye on the DBC for the tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you're heading, as you get things kind of like finished off a little bit, things are running for the night. You're getting things taken care of. As you like leave the bay, you'll never guess who you run into on your way back up to your room.
Oh no!
RC walks into the room.
Oh no!
And Jess is like, "Oh, hey." You guys were gone for a while.
I just stare at him.
What?
I heard you told them everything that you could say.
Just, creating bonds with allies, right?
Okay.
Man, your eyes are just something, aren't they? I feel like they're staring through me. All right, I'm going to leave now. Bye, old man.
Yeah.
Punch him.
No.
He just, waves at you over his shoulder as he walks past you to go back up to his room. Jessica comes by shortly after. Hey, you look upset.
I'm fine. I just hate dealing with that guy.
Why does he get under your skin so much?
I don't know. He's just annoying.
Yeah, I get it.
To deal with.
Hey, we're not going to be here forever either. He's a contractor, and we're just looking for these guys because Ren needs help,
Yeah, I know. The rest of them aren't so bad.
No, they're great. Evelene's real kind. So's Dyne. Astro's hilarious. They're good people. I can see why Ren likes working with them.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind staying around for a bit longer, but rather get answers than anything else.
Yeah, me too. Come on, let's get some rest.
Yeah.
All right, and then the two who are going to the party, Evelene and Astro. There is just, it's more of a gathering than like a party. It's not like you're going to some big underground German club or something. It's like just, the rec area that everyone has set up. There are beer, there's lots of stuff, set up for relaxing and everything. You can see a makeshift stage has been set up with a bunch of stuff on it. There's a drum set, some stringed instruments up there. You can see there's some synths set up. There's a saxophone set off to the side.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's like a big synth, like a synth drum set, like a set of synths set up to drums and stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch of shit up there. But yeah, you get there. There's a bunch of people milling around, getting drinks, talking about what they've been doing for the day, what kind of salvage they've got, what the repair work's been like. Yeah, what are you doing when you get here? Oh, there is also a stand set up that is selling band merchandise.
Oh,
band merch, nice.
And they also is like, kind of like a shitty printed out one page like playbill, so to speak, of like, here's what the set list is going to be tonight, and like here's who the band is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for the beer, like, is it just like a shared table for people, or is it like purchase stuff?
Oh, there's like a bartender. You can get anything that's on draft for free.
Okay.
Anything that's on draft, they'll just, give you a pull of it, give it to you. It's a party, whatever. If you want any of the good stuff, like if you want, some liquor or some mixed drinks or something like that, that's for pay. But they'll make it for you. They have all their stuff here, but, a bunch of people just walking around with beer and stuff like that.
I'm going to get 2 of whatever's on draft and carry them over to Astro.
Cool. Yeah.
You want one of these, Astro?
Sure.
You should have got it yourself. And she just kind of laughs at her awful joke, and then she hands you one of them.
You'll notice, since, where the beer is kind of close to where the band merch is, you'll notice that the band is called The Shipyards, but when written down on t-shirts or on band merch, the T is written as an the P is written as an asterisk. You can imagine why, because you can substitute different letters there.
Yeah, I see what.
See. Oh yeah, I'll grab one of those too, just to get a list of what kind of songs are going to be playing.
Yeah, so you can see a few of their songs on there. Things like "Warm Beer Consume" and "Investors Must Die."
Oh wow, these are great.
Yeah, the band is Ken Talonflare on drums, Michael City Limits on bass, Trant Razor listed as vocals, synths, and saxophone, Alexa Deathdaughter, who is vocals and guitar, and Stab, in quotation marks, who is on synths and percussion.
I love all these names.
Stab.
Oh, what's the so I assume someone knows when we walked in. What is the general temperature toward us? Like, are they mad at us because we could still be the cause of the explosion?
There are some people who side-eye you, but most people don't. Most people are totally just fine with you guys being here. Like, they know who you are. I would say, as you pull up to the bar when you were getting the beers for you and Astro, Evelene, there was probably some guy down towards the end of the bar who scoffs the fact that you're there, but as you're there longer, like, you hear some arguments from people. Some people are arguing about, like, oh, you know, do you think it was Bet Noir? Do you think it was Smack? Other people being like, fucking, you know, it's Smack. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like this is a hash out of, like, conversations they've had before. It sounds like a lot, like, of people have had these conversations already before you guys ever got back. You know what I mean? Like, these conversations are played out. There's another group of people who are having a conversation about Michael City Limits. It's an argument between two fans of the band, where one person is arguing that he's a disappointment, and the other person is insinuating that he's a credit to the band, and they're just having this argument about whether or not Michael City Limits is a good member of the band or not.
Astro will go up to the merch table and he'll buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he'll put it over his current shirt.
Yeah, on the front, it's just their name written as if it was a stamp. You know what I mean? It's like kind of cocked sideways a little bit, as if like a giant stamp stamped it on the thing. And it just says the Shipyards, but the P is an asterisk instead of a letter. And on the back, it just has like, it doesn't have the set list or anything. What it does have is, like, just under the neck, there's a tiny little symbol that is the face of a bunny with two big long floppy ears.
Nice.
I wonder how much how often they get to play, given the fact they have all this Mac tech. Holy vey.
You know, Evelyn, I once in one of my movies, I played the lead singer of a punk band.
Did you actually sing, or were you lip syncing?
I did. Well, I did sing, but for some reason, some stupid sound editor thought they had to dub over my vocals.
Who they get for the dub?
I don't even remember.
What's hilarious to me, Astro, is you saying that Astro played the lead singer in like a punk band in one of his movies only brings to mind for me Matthew Lillard in SLC Punk. Have you ever seen that movie?
Not familiar. No.
Oh, check it out later.
Okay, I will. It's also kind of funny that they would have to like dub over Astro because like he's singing punk, and like you don't really need to have great vocals if you're like really hard punk. You just need to scream a lot. So that's how bad he was.
That's how bad he was. Yeah, he wasn't convincing enough.
Yeah.
All right, so what are you guys going to do while you're here? There are prominent members of White Rabbit who are here. You can kind of gauge the situation. Like, what kinds of actions are you taking while you're here tonight?
I think I'd like to socialize, maybe not with the big name players, but maybe the people that Evelyn worked with, just to sort of, like, we've been under... I say we've been underground, but, like, in the literal sense, for a bit. So, like, I'm curious to see if she can find out anything that we don't already know, like with the current situation above ground. Like, our tensions tensed with the other crews, or that kind of thing.
All right, so yeah, Evelyn, go ahead and for your time tonight, go ahead and make a like word on the street check for the night to see if you find anything interesting that people are kind of chatting about.
Do I get anything because I know these people already?
I'm giving you word on the street because I think you would be in the social circles where that would make sense.
Oh, I have it. I'm just saying, like, word on the street with complete strangers versus word on the street.
Yeah, no. I'll give you accuracy for your background as a worker, but no more than that.
Okay, that's fine. So word on the street with accuracy. 9, not great.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, I mean, your D20 roll was a 1. You couldn't really. It was you were in bad straits, as the case may be. So, no, I mean, you have a plenty enjoyable night. You get together with the workers who kind of like took you in your first day here and like had a good work day with. They talked to you about how crazy the last few days have been. You know, you can tell they're on side. right? They are 100% in your camp. They talk about how they expected this kind of thing from Smack, but they're not really telling you anything you don't already know for the evening.
Very important. What is their opinion on Michael's city limits to the band?
He's a credit to the band, and he knows what he has to do.
Fuck yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted to find out.
They think the people who think that he's a disappointment, are being too hasty. They're letting their emotions get to them because he replaced another member of the band.
Is he a fresh face? Has he been around a bit, or
he's been in the circles around the band before? Okay. But when they're so Trant Razor used to be vocals, synths, saxophone, and bass. But they added Michael because he is a dedicated bass player so that Trant could focus more on his other endeavors.
Excuse me, is his name Trant Razor?
His name is Trant Razor, yes.
That's great.
These are all wonderful names.
Every one of these names is a reference to something.
Yeah.
I also like Alexa a lot. So that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Astro, what are you doing this evening?
Not really much. He's just kind of taking it easy. He's here to have a little fun, unwind after some stressful days. So have a few drinks, maybe shoot the shit with some random people in the crowd. But he's not really on a mission or trying to find out any information or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah. You can just relax for the night, man. It's it just becomes like a decent night. Do you try to talk to any of the notable members of the White Rabbits that you've known previously?
Yeah. Well, he's gonna see if the band's hanging out somewhere.
Yeah. No, they're around. Before their set, they're kind of chilling, drinking, stuff like that. It has more of the vibe of a garage party, right? Yeah. They'll eventually get on stage and play later, but it's not like they have a green room or something. They're all just members of White Rabbit,
Yeah. Green Room, that's another punk band movie. Okay, so that's a real one. Not an Astro Jamin fiction.
Not an Astro joint.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Why not both? What's her name here? Oh gosh, today I'm sorry, I've just been really forgetting names. My buddy who's in the White Rabbit. That
Hale. Hale is here. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll catch up with her too.
They'll say hey to you. Glad to see you got through all of that. Truthfully, I'm more impressed that Ken was able to put up with your shit long enough for you to get through it.
Me too. I feel like had this gone on a little bit longer, he might have blown a fuse with me. But as it turns out, I think this is going to benefit both of us.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
Sorry again, we didn't go with your plan.
Yeah, it would have been better, okay?
Honestly,
I'm just going to say it. You're wrong, and you should have done my plan.
Honestly, you might be right.
I know I'm right.
Because our plan didn't go so hot, although it did work out in the end.
You can tell she has a big ol' mug. They weren't handing out mugs, by the way. She just has a giant mug. It's filled with beer, but you imagine she must have brought it from home. But she kind of sits on one of the couches that's been dragged out for the performance tonight. And she'll just talk to you about I've heard some crazy shit. What about that alien tech you found?
Pardon me, sorry, a little bit of a cough. Michael City Limits is analyzing it. I guess he'll find out more about it and answer some of the questions we have. I don't know where it came from, but perhaps he can figure out a way to track that down.
Hale looks around to see if anyone's like listening closely to your conversation, kind of like leans into you a little bit, and they say, listen, Astro, there's some stuff that's been being passed around that I kind of want you to be aware of. We have been scouting out the other crews ever since we thought there could be some like open conflict. And we've noticed some odd behavior.
Oh, what kind of odd behavior?
Listen, they let me in on this because I'm one of the crew leaders, but I don't know if they want like outside contractors knowing this stuff. So you did not hear this from me, okay?
My lips are sealed.
So we've all been down here salvaging, tearing the city apart, getting all the materials and stuff, right? That's why we're all here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not smack.
Yeah, they're after something different, aren't they?
No, you're not hearing me. They haven't been salvaging.
Nothing at all.
They haven't been salvaging. Some scans we've done indicate they've been building. The entire downtown area is now heavily fortified.
That'll make Astro stand up straight, or sit up straight a little. A building.
Yeah, apparently ever since we've landed, instead of tearing down, they've been building up, and we don't know for what purpose.
Is it like fortifying existing structures?
Yeah, apparently they've kind of occupied City Hall, and that thing is starting to look like a fucking fortress.
That's concerning.
And they've carved out sections all around it. They're like anti-air emplacements. It's like some serious business. And listen, again, you did not hear this from me. I hear they've secretly put out word to have more of White Rabbit show up. You listen, not White Rabbit, more of Smack show up.
Smack, yeah, sure.
Smack is easily the largest pirate crew, but it's supposed to be very disorganized. Sometimes worst case scenarios, they can just rely on numbers if they get enough of them in one location. They showed up here with the amount you would assume you need for a salvage operation. And what we have up in orbit is about equivalent to them. But when all of Smack shows up to a place, you don't want to be there. It is a fucking swarm. Every 2-bit thief who can fly a freighter, every person who's got a fighter who wants to your pocket change, like, they'll recruit anyone and everyone. And even if all of them don't show up, that's more people than we have.
Something's going down, for sure.
We were, assessing, if we have to do something, can we do it? And I'm not going to lie to you, like, even if we want to go at them, I don't know if just White Rabbit will hold up.
Well, that's why I've been trying to keep lines of communication open with all the pirate factions on my end. I think each one of them, you, Kingfisher, Net Noir, if they see a reason, if they see that Smack is an existential threat to what you guys are trying to do here, I think all three of you can turn the tables on Smack.
Well, maybe. Like I said, I only know this because I'm a crew leader. So this information has been trickling down. We have a lot of our people in reserve right now, like ready in case shit pops off. I just want to let you know where things stand. No, you're walking on eggshells.
Yeah, I knew that to begin with, but it sounds like the eggshells are even more fragile than I realized. I don't know if that makes sense.
Whatever. She laughs a little bit. Look, I would not be a fan of full-scale conflict here, but keep in mind that if what you're trying to prove leads somewhere, that might be what this is pushing towards. And listen, that's great if all the crews want to fight that stuff together, but I've heard about these elite guys they got there, those pit wolf guys. Smack on their own would have been a contest for the rest of us. But, man, I've heard some good things about you guys. I hope you're up to the challenge, because it sounds like those elites are something.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We encountered them under the city, and it was the most tense battle I've been in so far. I thought we might have been on the losing end there.
Well, I'm glad you weren't. She clinks your glass with her giant glass mug of beer.
Yeah.
Rest up, because tomorrow might be crazy.
Well, good thing we have a party tonight then.
She cheerses to that and just takes a huge glug out of her drink.
All right, I will take a swig as well.
And she will make her way back into the party to like talk to other people.
All right. So I did get a little info, even though I wasn't looking for it. But yeah, Astro, for the rest of the time, he's
pays
just
to have contacts.
Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, and he will see if he could say hi to Ken and his bandmates before the show.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, Ken is just, getting ready. His hair's all spiked up. Michael City Limits is there. You met him earlier. Yeah. He's like tuning his bass. Trant Razor is like setting his stuff up, making sure the sax is ready to go and that his synth station's all set up. He's like a very serious looking man who has like a close crew cut haircut and is like wearing just like some black, like tight fitting clothes. Then there's Alexa Death Daughter, who actually looks not as gothy as her name might suggest. Still a little gothy, but not that gothy. But she has like a. She's also like on a little bit older. She has her guitar, and she's just like very relaxedly laying back in like a sofa, just like strumming at it and playing and stuff. She's like very unconcerned about things. And then you see Stab, who is just a very large person covered in like armored padding and has what looks like a welder's helmet on. So you can only see a slit where their eyes are. And otherwise it looks like they have like this padded, like armored gear on. And they're like sitting in a chair with like both of their hands kind of like their fingers like crossed over each other, kind of like steepled in front of them. And like you can just tell because of the slots where you can see their eyes through the welder's mask that Stab's eyes are just closed.
Yeah. I love this band already. I'll just raise my glass to them and I'll say, hey, break a leg.
Ken, like, is like Slew, like raises his glass to you. And so does Michael and Alexa. Trant just like looks in your direction and then looks back to what he was doing, barely acknowledging you. And Stab is maybe asleep. You don't know. Did not open their eyes.
I'll say, if you need backup vocals, just let me know.
Trant looks at you again, narrows his eyes at you in like a frustrated, like angry look, and then goes back to what he's doing, still not speaking to you.
Please don't get us kicked out, Astro.
Astro's like, just a joke, just a joke. Okay, well, leave you to it.
Yeah, Ken will come out for a moment with Michael. They come out and come over to you and just like, hey, yeah, glad you can make it, kind of stuff. They have like an amicable conversation with you. Unless you push them with a skill check, they do not give you any additional info than you already had, because like, they're keeping their info for White Rabbit. You can tell, like, based off of what your buddy told you, what Hale told you, they might have more information than they've given you so far, but they're like just keeping it light, talking about the party and the band and stuff. So it's up to you whether or not you want to push the conversation in any direction.
Yeah, not going to push it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. They'll settle in to enjoy the show once they start.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. What I would say, if you like that kind of music, they're definitely not like a pop band. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you cannot imagine Taratella like signing them or something like that, right? Yeah. Like, it's the kind of thing where it's like a live show. It has the kind of sound mixing you would expect from a live show in an open venue where people haven't done specific sound design, you know? But like, everyone's having a good time. It is pretty good. I will say that when Investors Must Die comes on, it seems that's one of their hits, because a lot of people who aren't you know the words to the song. To be fair, there aren't that many words to the song. It's pretty instrumental for most of the song. But yeah, the people who do know, like when certain drops happen in the song and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems like White Rabbit's having a good time, and you can choose to too if you enjoy it. So
I choose to also have a good time.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
What about you, Chimera? What do you think of tonight?
I choose to have a good time.
Good. I'm glad. Do you guys make it back tonight?
As opposed to what?
The
sleeping
morning.
on a random bench?
No, as opposed to the morning. The party will go till like 2 a.m. So it's up to you.
Astro, in a rare display of restraint, will decide that he shouldn't get too drunk today, since heeding Hale's warnings that something might be going down soon. Wants to have a good time, but he wants to also get some bed rest after a long couple of days. So after the show's over, he's going to go up to Evelene and say, all right, well, I'm going to head back to the ship. I need some shut-eye.
All right. Suit yourself. Evelene has had a few drinks. And when I say a few drinks, her level of few drinks, which is probably so lethal to Astro.
Probably, yes.
But I think Evelene would probably head out shortly afterward. Like, she also has that understanding, but she doesn't want to be seen walking back with Astro because it makes her seem like a weakling.
Well,
no offense.
As you guys go, I will say
taken.
They switch to a more, like, as the night goes on, they actually switch to like slightly more relaxing music. Trant picks up the saxophone. Alexa becomes the lead vocalist for some of the later songs. And you note that Stab, they are very into setting up, and like, they are doing the thing where you can tell they don't just have a preset on their shit. They're like live developing loops for the song as the songs are playing, which is unnecessary if all you're looking for is to make the song sound good. It looks like they are enjoying like live establishing like the loops and setting them up like as the songs are going. So they're like real into it. But yeah, everyone's having a good time.
Sweet.
Yeah, you guys get back to the DBC, and tomorrow comes. We can move on to tomorrow. You have all of your mechs are now full repaired. You are all at the DBC. You all have whatever you did last night happen. What do you do the next day? What's your plan? You have not yet heard back from Michael and Ken about what they found yet. Like, is there anything you would do this morning while you're, like, prepping for the day?
I would go check on Artemis to see if she has finished the analysis and to see if there's any changes that have occurred as a result.
Yeah, Artemis reports. I finished the analysis. It seems like it could be really useful. We should really develop it into a weapon system.
Okay. Allow me to review the analysis.
Okay. Yeah, no, here. And you'll note that it is incredibly versatile. I haven't seen any material like this before. And, I could probably do a more in-depth analysis if you put more in.
I'm going to say that may be put on hold for today because there is a potential that a war is about to break out, and I'm not sure an analysis going on top of a war is a great thing. Potentially afterwards.
Okay, well, we can fast track it. You have the rest of this, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All you would have to do is take out my AI core and directly submerge it, and then plug me back in.
Not today, Artemis. Let me review the data, and then I will make a decision. All right?
Sure.
At least give me a little bit of time.
I really urge that you should consider this option. Also,
yes.
Here you go. Gives you the readouts.
Okay. I'm going to take the data and read it not in the room, not in the mech.
Okay.
I'm internally thinking, I am not submerging her in that.
You view the readouts, and there are some interesting features to it. It does seem like there are some things it can do that you're not used to normal materials being able to do. Specifically, it's a much better conductor than you would expect. Like normally, for things that are involved in certain computational mechanics for AIs, you need like incredibly well-made conductive systems. And this is something you struggled with when you were developing Artemis. Like, it's hard to get a hold of those types of things without having like a system. That's why usually you don't detach AIs, right? They almost need to run in their own giant, like, super cooled computer rack. You know what I mean?
It's like an MRI needs to be super cooled in order to actually conduct what it needs to conduct at the level.
Yes, that's why it would be such a pain in the ass for COMET to detach Lynch, right? You got around that with your custom AI because you've become kind of an expert in it. You could see what Artemis is saying. Like, this could definitely benefit her. You could see how it'd almost be like supercharging your brain. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you could get her neurons to fire faster if you were to put this in.
Okay.
On top of that, it does have some weird other things that are going on. Like the readout that was at the underground chemical plant was accurate. It has, like, it's slightly radioactive. It's like where's my big write-up? I can't find the big write-up on it, but it's like it's a non-Newtonian fluid. It's slightly radioactive. It's an incredible conductor. Some of the readings you get from it also don't make a ton of sense. Make a check to examine this last reading, because otherwise it won't make much sense to you.
Would this be like investigate or engineering?
Yeah. No, investigate or engineering would both work. Whichever you're better at.
I'll go with investigate. They're equal. They're both +4.
Yeah, because you're studying
21.
something you have a field in, so investigate makes sense. As you review it, there was a test done on the fluid that it was like a subatomic test to see, it was an assessment, right?
Yeah.
Where a reading was made that reflected that the reading had been made before the reading was made.
So, do I think that Dyne would reasonably assume that the weird effect that our AI had been seeing in the underground could potentially have been a result of this fluid being there, even if they weren't directly submerged in it?
There is a theory that you remember running into when you were doing your initial AI research. Because a lot of your AI research is what you're allowed to have access to, because it was obviously developed like many things as military tech before it became available to normal people, right?
Right.
You remember reading a thing that was like a fairly hard bit of research to unravel that theorized that under certain conditions, if you have a AI intelligence the way they are made nowadays, and you don't actually know what that means, the book was referencing some things that you don't quite understand, but it indicates that when in contact with certain things, they can have a paracausal effect.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes you can have the effect before the cause.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dyne will keep the research and think on what he wants to do, but he's not going to make any decisions until after the current conflict is resolved, because he doesn't want any weird shit going on with Artemis in the middle of potential combat.
Sure.
Artemis goes off the deep end in the middle of war. Yeah, that's not going to go over well. Okay.
Right.
That's all I wanted to do.
Anything else?
Nothing much that Astro wants to do this morning in general. He's gonna wait to hear back. Give Michael City Limits and Ken Talonflare time to get back to them at their own pace. He will inform the rest of the crew what he heard from Hale last night. That Smack is in the city and they're building something. And apparently they have more people coming in. So some bad stuff is about to go down for sure.
And I imagine, well, obviously you can all respond to that as you see fit. Do any of you have anything to that? Or anything that triggers for you?
I would inform the rest of the group what I learned about Mark Irons and the Pit Wolves. Basically, like their command structure and how they always seem to, rather than like work with one group for a long time, they just seem to just pick up contracts with different groups each time, but they're very, very good at what they do, which we've obviously seen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I imagine you guys are basically having a debrief, like a morning debrief.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have nothing to contribute, but yeah.
Yeah, it does seem. I still don't exactly get the exact nature of like the relationship between Donahan and Mark Iron, like who reports to who and who's making the calls here. But I did get the sense that makes sense, because I did get the sense that Smack is sort of disposable to them. If they're using them to achieve some end, but I don't think they would, or they're being or at least Donahan is in a position where he's forced to work with them, and maybe he'd rather not. I don't know. It's all very tangled. But in general, it seems like a recipe for this disaster. It feels like the pressure's going to build and something's going to explode very soon.
Didn't you say that this Mark guy was connected to Manticore or corporate somehow?
Me or
you? Yeah.
Dyne.
Well, I don't know. Whoever you guys talked to your old buddy, right?
That would have been Dyne who had information on Mark.
I mean, he could have worked for Manticore.
You guys talked to Rock, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's right. He yes, but
this Donahan guy isn't, and he's part of this other group.
The Noesis bandit.
Yeah, them. And we know that they were here on this place before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like some corporate cover-up bullshit to me.
Yeah.
Could be.
It does.
I mean, maybe it's something like whatever happened to the planet is corporate related, and then they're using SMEC as sort of a cover to take care of it.
Well, I think that they probably used this entire planet as some sort of test, right? And it didn't go well, so they tried to cover it up. Perhaps literally.
True.
The Pit Wolves are just the cleanup team.
Possibly. I don't know. Them working with SMEC and getting involved into it is odd. I don't.
But then why is SMEC building something? What could they be building?
Fences? I don't know.
It could be whatever was done to the planet isn't over.
Or maybe they're building a bomb big enough to wipe out the whole city. That would finish the cover up nicely, wouldn't it? Bunch of pirates fighting over a planet. Corpo doesn't have to be involved at all.
Huh. Seems kind of
distraction.
Seems kind of obvious because I mean, like, up until this point, people have been disappearing with no clues of what actually happened to them, and now I think it's be fairly obvious that if a bomb goes off of this scale, everyone's gonna know.
I'm sure they'll know. They'll know that there were a bunch of pirates scavenging a planet.
I suppose. I
think
it seems almost a little too excessive to say they're gonna just blow up the entire planet to cover something up. Like, compared to what's been doing in the past, like I feel like
it's clearly a better option assholes that attacked civilians for no reason just to throw you guys under the bus.
Point taken.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bar that's too low for the corpse. But that said, it doesn't feel quite right. It feels like SMAC's trying to make a play here, make a claim.
I think SMAC's getting their competition taken care of if the other pirate crews are here. Maybe the promises of some sort of power. I mean, we saw some of their mechs with this fluid, right? So maybe they are getting a share of power and knowledge, and
maybe that's why they're bringing everyone in, upgrade their entire army.
Seems like it.
Well, we got a lot of information here. If we hear back from Ken, and they got some hard evidence from the liquid technology, and they're willing to give us our fuel back, maybe we just head back to Ren and tell them what we found so far. Not sure what else we can do.
All right. Well, is that the end of the debrief?
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
Astro, are you like up on the bridge when you're like waiting around, or where are you?
Yeah, he's up on the bridge.
Right. As you get up there,
a new chess game.
Ruination Conditioning is like, hey, boss.
Hey, you're back, I see.
Yeah, you were gone for a while too.
Yes. Good to get the family back together.
Yeah, sure, whatever. You suck at chess.
I was distracted.
The trick is, never be distracted. That's why I always win.
I'll keep that in mind. Anything on the sensors here?
He like
any unusual
messes
activity?
Around with the computer. He's like, nah, but he like mumbles something angrily under his breath. He's like, no, nothing.
Sure. What was that just now?
My defaults and settings are fucked up.
Were White Rabbit messing around with the ship?
I don't think so. I think someone has been using my ops station when I'm not here.
Are you accusing me?
No.
Who would be using it?
Well, I saw that Jessica was brushing up on the stuff.
Oh, well, I think nothing wrong with that, right? The more redundancy we have, the better.
Yeah, but then I have to turn off the stupid... He, like, motions at the computer screen, and it's, like, you can see it's in that mode where it, like, dulls the blue light a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have to turn this shit off every time I use it. I don't need that. He points to his eyes, and you can see his eyes slowly turn like a shaded orange. He's like, I got that shit built in. He has the blue light glasses built into his eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Check. He says to you as you get an update on your new match.
Already.
That was fast.
Aggressive. Going for like that 7-move chessmate.
I imagine you've been sending like a move back and forth between last night and this morning.
Yeah.
You're not in checkmate. Right. He's just like threatening you.
Just check, yeah. I will get out of check.
And then you get a call.
Okay. Hopefully this is the call I'm waiting for. Let's pick it up.
Yeah. Ken comes on screen. He's like, hey, Astro.
Hey. Good morning, Ken. Good show last night.
Thanks. That's not what I'm calling about, but thanks.
Figured.
We got all the results back from that test. That's some dangerous fucking shit you guys got.
Yeah, you're telling me.
We weren't able to make sense of it completely. Michael was saying something about like we would need some equipment we don't have access to run the full scale of tests. One upshot is he was able to develop something that, well, it's a way to turn it off, so to speak, so it's not explosive anymore.
Is that something we can use in the field?
I don't know. He said that he was able to use it on the mech we captured to like... He apparently took a sample or whatever, and when you inject a certain thing into it, it kind of like deactivates... I forget what he said. He said something about some sort of silicon... He said something about organosilicon bonds that it disrupts. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
But yeah, he says it disrupts that and kind of like kills it, so to speak.
All right. Well, it sounds like he was able to glean a lot of information.
Yeah, bad news. I don't think we can reverse engineer it. It is way beyond anything that any of our techs have seen before. This is shit that you would need like a planet devoted to making.
Wow. So, yeah, it kind of just backs up the theory that Smek and the Pit Wolves are being backed by Megacorp.
Well, we'll find out, hopefully. After Galleon found out about all this, and this is what he said, is like, that fool Astro could not have had this. It must be that fucking clown. And then he pulled out his pistol and started shooting it in the direction of where Smack is. And then we calmed him down. But yeah, I think things are gonna go hot real soon.
Well, any chance we can share this intel with Kingfisher and Bête Noire?
Listen, we got like real bad relations with them, okay? Like, they're not the worst or whatever, but Kingfisher doesn't like working with us. Bête Noire doesn't like working with anyone. I have been given approval to share this information with more people. So if you can open the door and give some of this info to them, and they also think, hey, it might be advantageous to fuck up Smack, let's just say the information is open.
Okay. Yeah, I can work with that. We're a third party here. So it would be coming from us, not you.
What I'll say is, we're ready to back this fight. It's Smack. There's something going on. Fuck them. You know, if we need to, we'll take them out. But I'm not liking our chances.
Yeah, that's why I feel like all three factions need to be aligned.
Guns
and I'm
pointed
not gonna lie,
at Smack.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's gotten out that y'all are back here. So things are a little prickly right now.
Understood.
We've been keeping up the facade with Smack, but now that they know you're here, it sounds like from what you were telling me, they really didn't want you to get back here. Things might be going downhill whether or not we do anything. And I think Galleon is of the mind that means that we need to make the first move then.
Well, I'll leave the strategery to you guys. But see if you can hold him off just for a little bit until I make some inroads with Bête Noire and Kingfisher.
Listen, I don't know if we're necessarily going to be able to work alongside. He's doing air quotes as he's saying these things. Work alongside or coordinate. But if everyone's goal is to fuck up Smack and we all do it around the same time as each other, that's got to be bad for them. So keep us in the loop.
Yeah, that's all I'm hoping for. I'll let you know.
All right. Hey. Did good work.
Thanks, Ken.
He'll end the
I think
call.
we work well together.
He ended the call already. You say that last bit to an empty screen.
All right. Cool. So now I have some information. Let's call Kingfisher next.
All right, you gonna do that now?
Yeah.
All right.
No time like the present.
You call up Kingfisher. They route you to Crux Croy. Crux Croy comes on screen. You're sitting in your kind of like command room. He's sitting in his. He like is in his power armor, leaned back in his chair with his arms firmly on the armrests of this like stone large chair. Astro jamming. Do you have information for us?
I do. And I thank you for allowing us to pass through. It is your assistance that helped us to obtain this intel in the first place.
I did not allow you anything, Astro jamming. You earned it.
Well, thank you. Anyway, I wanted to bring this to you as soon as possible, as soon as I found out our engineer from White Rabbit was able to analyze the technology. He's made a lot of technical findings, a lot of which I do not understand, but I could send you the full report. Suffice it to say...
I would like that full report.
Make sure you get it. Suffice it to say, this technology, they do not believe it could be reversed engineered very easily. The resources to create it are far beyond anything anyone here has a capability for. My personal belief is they're being backed by a megacorp.
It is not unknown for members of the Free Space Pact to on occasion work with the corps. To what end?
That's the question, isn't it? They are making escalating moves. Seems like they're bringing in more people, and they're doing something in the city. Fortifying, building something up, I don't know. But I believe they are going to make a move pretty soon. And I think it's going to be an offensive move that we should all be prepared for.
What are you suggesting?
Listen, I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just trying to give you the information so you can do with that as you may. I just want to let you know that White Rabbit is thinking about making the first strike here. They seem pretty convinced that Smack is about to do something, and they want to get out ahead of it. If you were planning on making a move against Smack, it might be advantageous to do it when White Rabbit is also planning that.
He leans forward and steeples his fingers. Does White Rabbit know you're giving us this information?
On the record, no. But under the table, I've talked to some people in White Rabbit who have given me this information, and I'm distributing that to the other factions because I think it's advantageous that everyone has this intel against Smack, so they know what's coming.
He sits back in his chair. He goes, "That is how they work, those scumbags. Of course, that's how they would give us this information. Sully our names by trying to pass us espionage rather than come to terms like reasonable people."
Yes, it is all very distasteful, but it does seem like an improvement to me that they would allow me to pass this information to you in the first place.
You've proven yourself time and time again, Jamming. What do you make of this situation?
Well, I am nervous, to say the least, about what Smack is going to do. They have backing from powerful figures. They have backing from an influential figure in the Noesis Mandate, and I think the mandate had something to do with the original disaster brought upon this colony. I think they're planning something big. I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's something that goes beyond the truce, the agreement that the pirate factions have come to. And I think they need to be stopped.
I see.
I think they threaten this stability, not just of your group, but perhaps the entire system, perhaps a galaxy.
Now, I say to you, not for White Rabbit and their underhanded and scheming ways, not even just for my distaste for that thoughtless clown over at Smack, but with the information you've given me, it seems I am honor-bound to seek retribution from my people that were killed in these explosions. If you say there is to be an offensive against Smack, and that you will be there, you can count on us.
Understood. I thank you.
He leans back in his chair a little bit, examines the screen, like, consideringly. You know, things could be interesting were you to join us.
What do you offer?
Your crew, protection, and membership in our ranks. You're obviously very skilled.
Would this be a permanent position? Or
yes.
I see. Well, I will discuss it with my crew.
See that you do so.
Generous opportunity, for sure.
Most people who join our ranks must join as squires and work under other groups for a while before they earn their knighthood. But you, I see in your group promise.
Well, you honor me and my crew. Allow us to take it under advisement with great appreciation.
He nods seriously. When the time comes to attack Smack, I will see them pay. And then he ends the call.
All right. Just
people
one more.
Really do hang up on you a lot, don't they?
I know.
RC looks over to you and goes, "You're not considering that, right?"
No.
I mean, I'm not officially, part of your crew, but that's dumb. That's like, you shouldn't do that.
No, but best to not rankle his ego.
All right, I hope you're not leading him on. He leans back with his hands up. He's like, I hope you're not leading him on. He seems real into you.
I said we would consider it. I didn't make any promises.
All right, sound like a tease to me. So he leans back over to his computer.
Thank you. Your opinion was not needed.
But my opinion's the best one in the room.
RC begins writing /fic between Astro and Crookscroy.
Oh, God. All right. Well, just one more pirate faction to call. That Noir. Last time I talked to them, did they leave me a return number?
No.
Yeah, the way I kind of arranged the call was difficult. Didn't Hale set up the call for me? Refresh my memory.
Hale was contacted, and then they transferred the call to you. Hale didn't contact them. Someone from Bet Noir contacted Hale, and Hale got them in touch with you.
Okay. But she had to make some inquiries, right, in order to be contacted?
She looked into some things. She said she had some friends that, like, not friends, but like people she's worked with before in Bet Noir. And after asking some questions, she was contacted by Tepsi and then got Tepsi in contact with you.
Let me
they called us just Star 69 them.
That's true. Can they Star 69? I probably could do some sort of hacking check, maybe, but let me just call Hale.
So a lot of people don't get that.
That is true. That's a fairly older thing now.
Do we need to explain it?
No. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
No. Yeah.
we can use.
People have
use Google.
People have Google. They can figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, let me. I'll call Hale up.
All right. Hey, Astro, what's up?
Hey, Hale. Hey, any way you can get a simple message over to Bet Noir?
Maybe? I don't know. They're weird. Always real secretive and stuff.
And it would need to be, off the record, because we can't have any sort of official communication going on.
While you're on this call, Astro, you get a signal that another call is trying to come in.
Hold on. I'm getting another call.
Okay. Should I stay?
I'll call you back.
All right.
I'll take the other call.
It's an unidentified number.
Okay. I'll answer it.
On the other side of the screen, it is a black screen. It's in darkness, but you see a single fox mask in the darkness.
What a coincidence.
Well, your ears must be burning.
No, I've been monitoring your transmissions.
Oh, well, either way, I'm glad you called me. I was just trying to figure out how I could get in contact.
I know, I've been monitoring your transmissions.
So you know everything I'm probably about to say and what I'm going to pitch you on.
The fox mask nods.
So what do you think?
I don't know. Honor and retribution don't really sit well with us. What do we have to gain?
Self-preservation?
Yeah, that's a good one. Listen, I'm not going to lie. Things seem pretty stacked against Smack. That could be good for us.
There's opportunity here, too.
Oh, I agree completely. The problem is, working with the other two buffoons means that I won't be able to exploit those opportunities fully.
Well, you don't have to work with them directly.
No, but they'll ruin things nonetheless. One will go in there and break everything up and destroy anything it sees, and the other one's going to march in there like it's a military occupation. How am I going to get my beak wet?
Well,
is there anything they have that's valuable? Is there anything that is a little bit more alluring that I would care about? Well, you've done all the research on them. Shouldn't you be the experts?
Well, there's a few things. And you didn't hear this from me, but I do suspect that White Rabbit knows a little bit more or has more intelligence about what Smack's doing over there. I've already got a tease of it. I know they're building something in the city. I know Smack is bringing in more people. I suspect White Rabbit might have more intelligence they're not sharing with me right now. That's probably something you could find out. And working with White Rabbit gives you a unique opportunity to exploit this information.
That'll give me more information about doing the thing that you want us to do. I'm talking about how do we profit after we've left this horrid pit behind.
Well, I don't know, to be truthful for you. I'm not well versed in information brokering and spycraft.
What I will say then is it seems that through all this investigation and operations and activities, you've proven yourselves pretty valuable.
Yeah, we can hold our own.
I like valuable things.
Am I about to get another job offer?
I don't want you for a job. I want you on the hook. You'd owe us a favor.
Okay. So, you decide to take the fight to Smack, and
we'll contribute.
Later on, you might give us a call?
I would say we'll contribute. Make sure we don't cause any problems for the big boys up front, and make sure Smack has some problems of their own, and down the line, you and your friends would be obliged to help us.
Oh, big sigh. I think that's probably a fair trade.
You can't see it because she's wearing a fox mask, but you can hear it in her voice that she's smiling.
I bet.
Good. I like that. After I've done a little bit of research on you, you have some friends that I have interest in getting in touch with. Sure, you can count on us to help. And don't worry, I won't mess with the others during.
Okay, but just so we're clear, we won't do anything to endanger our friends.
Oh, why would I want to endanger your friends? They feel quite valuable.
All right. A little ominous, but I'll take it.
I like being ominous, Astro. It gives you a mystique. That. I like having a mystique.
Well, you have that in spades.
Good doing business with you, Captain.
Yep.
All right.
This time, I end the call.
You end the call. Okay.
The call was ended by me.
Who else is in the cockpit hearing these conversations? Is it just RC, or is Steve there too?
It's the next day and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably be there.
Okay, so you heard all these calls too.
Okay.
All right.
Do you think it's a good idea to lie to pirates like that?
Well, I don't know. I'm not exactly lying. If they call us up for a favor, we'll hear them out.
All right.
But
under his breath, you can hear RC say, "That's even dumber."
Although I don't intend to join the Knights of the Round Table over there.
I'm gonna guess that Crux-Croy's code name, Lancer code name, is Arthur.
No, it's Artur.
Artur. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, it's almost certainly Artur.
Yeah. Actually, Abao referenced it when she contacted you.
I remember that.
That's right.
She did not say that was Crux-Croy's call sign, but that is the call sign she referenced.
I should have put 2 and 2 together.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the important thing is we've talked them all into taking action.
And I think, Astro, that we will figure out what that looks like next episode. For now, you all have been through a lot and are finally in a place where everyone doesn't hate you anymore and might actually be on your side. Well, that's a twist of fate.
It's a good old-fashioned Astro charm.
Yeah, so now, maybe finally, you can take the fight to Smack and see what's going on there.
All right.
All right, well, we will follow up on that next time. We'll see y'all then. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye.